Life's not fair, but everywhere I go, I see examples of the just world fallacy. It seems to be all over online discourse. Basically, everyone's obsessed with the world being fair. It's either seen as a desirable goal or a state that we already exist in. And I think that's completely wrong. Now, when reading through the discourse online, Reddit, I see how a lot of people seem obsessed with this notion of equality or fairness. I've seen posts and comments upvoted saying that having an IQ of 150 doesn't matter, that it's worse, that IQ is meaningless, and if you just work hard, that's all that actually matters. And a lot of people are dismissive of the actual natural differences people have and how that greatly impacts their outcomes. And because people will upvote what feels good and what they want to believe, these comments usually gain traction and are near the top of any given thread. I was even in one thread where someone asked whether or not gifted people impact the world more. Some people were saying that isn't the case. I think that's completely ridiculous, because if you were to list off 50 people, your first 50 people that come to mind that you think greatly impacted the world, I'm almost certain gifted people would be overrepresented. And I would bet my life that your sample would be of, at minimum, above average intelligence. And I will say two quick things that shouldn't need to be said, but maybe they do. Obviously, not everyone with intelligence is going to impact the world. Obviously, some people that are very impactful do not have high intelligence either. And world impact doesn't mean anyone's better or superior to anyone else. At least I don't see it that way. But I just hate how everyone beats around the bush with the topic. Like, I can reach a higher shelf than someone who's 5 feet tall. And someone who's 7 feet tall can reach higher than me. And hard work is only going to do so much for someone who's 5 feet. And in certain circumstances, the hard work isn't going to lead to anything. And then I end up feeling like hard work and the concept of it has almost been devalued. Like, hard work is really, really hard. It means you lose time and energy for everything else in your life that doesn't fall under that hard work. So sure, maybe a lot of people can get advanced degrees, go to medical school, excel professionally, stuff like that. But the inputs required are just going to be vastly different from someone with more natural cognitive ability. I mean, if you're having to sacrifice sleep or you're having to sacrifice and stay inside to study while the rest of your friends are going out doing whatever they want, or you have to stress out about what you're doing just to get on the same level that someone else is, I mean, that's not equal at all. And then the way your brain is structured, like, that ends up mattering a lot in my view, and it impacts your whole life experience, because someone that doesn't have to work, that has to grind really, really, really hard to get to point A, it can be tough to grind, and maybe it's a rewarding grind, but it's so different fundamentally than someone who just coasts along to the same outcome. But I don't think we realize that enough or appreciate some of those differences. So, at the end of the day, what do I want? I just want the discourse to be grounded in reality. I hate pretending like intelligence and IQ don't matter. It seems very disingenuous to me, and I just like to default to the truth unless I see like strong reasons to lie. I wish we stopped just trying to make false equivalencies everywhere, and I wish we looked at them, people who really were struggling, and empathized with them more instead of making it out to be laziness or flawed character, because we're not in a world where you can just work your way out of to anything you want. And now, like, I still see the power and results of hard work, but I also think everyone has a different capacity of what they're able to take on at any given time. Like, some people can work hard and make $200,000 a year, be in great physical shape, go on 5 dates a week, be in a career that's fulfilling, have hobbies that they perform at a high level, and remain close to their family. They can do all that at once, and that's definitely not me, at least not yet. But others then might have to choose between only a couple of those things because they have a much harder time achieving any one thing they set out to do. So maybe you get financial stability if the goal is financial stability, or you get in a good shape, friends, hobbies, but without career or love. Like people have to pick and choose a lot of the time. And it's just like I just recognize that different talent levels exist, and like maybe something where I'm not too good at. Like if my goal was to get laid from going to a bar, it would be more of an uphill battle compared to most or maybe all of my female friends. And I think if I deluded myself into thinking that we were on equal footing somehow and what we had to do to accomplish our task, and if I thought that my lack of success was due to me not putting in hard work that they somehow did, or that they somehow earned where they're at, it would really suck for me, and I would feel bad about myself. I'd feel like a failure. So instead of doing that, I just like to try to examine the inputs required objectively and then decide whether or not it's worth doing and go from there. And accepting that it's going to be easier for me to get certain places, harder for me to get other places, and that's okay. It's part of being human. That's part of being unique. And would it be better if we all were exactly the same? I don't know, but that's not the world we live in, and I don't really see a way to get there without reducing everyone down to the same level. So I have to live in the world that I've been born into. But I just feel like fairness is just taught everywhere. And I find myself like I want to believe in its existence. It's comforting to believe that everything's fair. But I don't think it's all that healthy to believe in, especially if you believe it's something that's already a reality. Alright, again, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Still trying to get the channel growing. Going to try to be uploading more and more of these as life has, I guess, gotten in the way recently. But that's all I've got. Peace.